You're listening to the Matt Lehner podcast. Before we get started, make sure you're subscribed on iTunes so that you can catch every new episode as they get dropped to your feed. While you're at it, make sure you leave your comment to this podcast below so that I can tailor my messages to your requests. And with that, let's get started. You must be the person before you can become the person. You gotta have that mindset of working on your game like your life depends on it, because it does. Your mindset, your perspective, the way you approach setbacks will determine how far you get in this game.
Nah, you good. Good move, boy! Hey, that boy got NBA moves.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Matt Lehner podcast. Today I want to give you a little bit, actually a big bit of motivation. Training and playing like you have a gun to your head. Do or die, because it is do or die. If you're lacking motivation to get in the gym every day, if you're lacking motivation to compete every day, then maybe this game isn't for you. Now this game could be anything. It could be basketball, it could be school, it could be anything. Now, we all lack motivation from time to time. Our motivation goes up and down just like anything else in life. But the true bosses, the true greats, push themselves through these moments, through these days, through these weeks, through these months, and they still continue to make progress in one form or another. They still continue to work on their game no matter how they're feeling, no matter what's going on. But I want to offer you some motivation today. Training like you have a gun to your head. What this means is if somebody was holding a gun to your head and said that you had to make this basketball team, if you had to average 20 points a game this season, if you had to complete this training program that you're currently doing, if you had to make a certain level of improvement in your game, and if you didn't, they were going to shoot you, you would probably make that thing happen. No, you would make that thing happen because your life depended on it. You need to train, just like I say in the intro to this podcast, like your life depends on it. If you truly want to make something happen in life, that's the attitude you must have. You need to have no plan B. It's either achieve your plan A or die trying. That's literally how it has to be in any pursuit that you're going after. A lot of people will tell you to, have a plan B, have a plan C, and they're just trying to be smart. But what you have to realize is if you take this approach, if you have a plan B, a plan C, you obviously want whatever your plan A is, right? That's what you want most. But if you go into it and you pursue it with the thought in your mind that, hey, if this doesn't work out, I have this thing that I can do. Or I have this person covering my back. Or I have this person that I can go to. If that's the attitude you have, you're probably not going to achieve your plan A. You're not going to get what you really want. You need to go after one thing, put your full energy, your full effort, your full attention into that one thing, and completely dismiss the thought that you have somebody helping you out, somebody back there behind you, some other option, some other path that you can take. That's the attitude you have to have. If you have a plan B, rip it up, burn it. It doesn't exist. You are fully committed to whatever action you're taking right now. That's the attitude you must have. Now, I want to tell you some stories briefly that illustrate this point. The story of Alexander the Great when he was trying to conquer Mexico. When they got to the island, he was vastly outnumbered, and his troops didn't want to fight. They had the thought in their mind that, hey, we can just get back on these boats, go back home, and not have to fight these savages, because these homelanders, they would basically, kill their people that were attacking them, and then they would eat them alive. They would skin them. Bunch of gruesome things. So they did not want to fight these people, especially because they were vastly outnumbered. So they had the idea in their mind that they could just get back on the boats and go back home. So what Alexander said to do was to burn the boats. Not literally burn the boats, they just poked holes and they sank. But he completely removed the thought that they had a backup plan. And he told them, it's do or die. Either, you can kill me if you're mad at me because, I destroyed the boats. But I'm the one here who has the belief that we're going to beat these people. So you can either fight them with me or fight them without me. And you can either beat them or die trying. And guess what? They won. Because their life depended on it. It really depended on it. So that's the attitude you have to have. Completely remove any secondary options and go for that one thing. In my own life, some examples from my life. For me, this meant moving out on my own, by myself, no roommates, no anybody else, taking full responsibility for the actions I'm taking. Having 2 years of college eligibility left for basketball, but pursuing professional basketball before that. Knowing exactly what I wanted, removing any thought of a second option, an education, which is the smart way to go, but I knew that that wasn't the path that I wanted to take. I knew that the things I wanted to do didn't involve going back to school and finishing school. Some people said it was stupid, some people said it was risky, but I knew that's the path I needed to take. Completely remove any options of a safe route and go for exactly what I wanted. Pursuing professional basketball, pursuing other business ventures on my own without getting a education in the traditional sense. Don't get me wrong, I definitely do my work, but not in the classroom. So that's some examples from my life. And you can think of examples from your own life, but the point is you must completely remove any idea, any thought that you have a plan B, that there is a plan B, a plan C, a plan D, plan E. No, there's plan A or die trying. That is the attitude you must have if you want to achieve whatever you want in life. And if that's the attitude you truly adopt, if you adopt this mindset, if you put it into practice, 100% true into practice, you will achieve whatever you set out to achieve.